Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Team Big Socket presenting on our IVLE app for Windows 8 and RT today. Okay, so I know it has been a long day for you guys, so we'll be just present a short product video of our app first. Okay, enjoy.
This is a big distraction for us. No, it can solve it. Okay, great. So good afternoon. In the next about 30 minutes, we'll introduce you our entry to the iCreate Mobility Challenge this year, which is the IVLE client for Windows 8 and RT. So as an overview, our presentation will be divided into 3 parts. First, we will introduce how the IVLE client works at this moment, which is the web client. And then we'll explain the design goals we had while developing this application. And at last, we will do a demonstration by compare and contrast to show you the differences between our app and the existing apps. Okay. At the beginning, this is the IVLE client, web client that is available now. And it is the first page, which is the workspace you see after you log into IVLE portal. And this is a zoom-in view of the module information. There are some functions associated with this module. And here, there are 4 available: announcements, forum, web link, and workbin. And 3 of them are the things that we'll be going to cover. And the figure on the left shows a list of modules that are available in the IVLE. It is all the modules there. But most of the modules are not available in to general modules and normal students. And some of them are teaching assistant or lecturer specific functions. And this is the academic calendar. And it shows your timetable and when the holidays will happen. Okay. So before we introduce our app, we will tell you how we think of the current web client. We have to say that we agree that the web client is a good application. It covers an extensive range of functionalities. And it holds abundant useful information and is the central repository for data where students go for. But there are some disadvantages of using the web client. First, it's not a native app, so it cannot exploit system-specific features. And it requires internet connection. And you know, anything related to internet will have the problem of being very slow sometimes. And there is no mobile UI for small displays. And it's not even fun to use on desktop sometimes because of some inherent disadvantage of web client. And there are more. Okay, so why do we choose IVLE? Because there are a lot of IVLE clients available on many platforms. Because we think that IVLE is the most widely and frequently used application. So it will benefit the most general student body if we make it good enough. And since Windows 8 and RT is a new platform, so there is no native app, no official or unofficial on Windows Store yet. And we took a usage-centric design, so we not only solve problems on the tablet, but also on desktop environment. So it will benefit both tablet and desktop users. Now, here, while we are designing our application, we have 3 goals in mind. First is we want to minimize the amount of clicking and typing. And I don't think anybody has done this before, because we believe that it is a chore to move your hand around on the display just to find the functions. And sometimes when the button gets a lot more, it's difficult to locate a single button that you want. And we want to provide greater convenience by novel features that no other app has done before. And we want to make our client the fastest one among all. Yes. And those 3 design goals led to our decision on what functions are covered in our initial development. And so we think that it is not very useful just to map the links in the web client to buttons on the small display. Because we believe that the IVLE web client has done a very good job to balance functionality and usability. And in fact, most IVLE functions are not used on a daily basis. So priority is put on the most widely used functions. And thus, we will only cover 3 functions at this stage: announcement, forum, and workbin. And every bit of design has one goal in mind, is to improve the efficiency and usability of IVLE. First, let's see what tab navigation is. One thing we don't like about other clients is that in order to just change the function or change the module, you have to click a lot of buttons, do a lot of navigation. And we think that this is troublesome. And all of them use a single module button on the home page as a single entry point to the module-related functions. So let's see what they are doing at this moment. As a disclaimer, we are going to do some compare and contrast in our demonstration. But we are not saying that the other apps are not good. They have a different priority on functionality. They want to achieve the most number of functions in their app instead of solving usage problems. And we respect their design goal in putting the priority on functions. So you can look at the right side of the display. And this is the home page. You can see a list of modules available now. Now there are, I think, 11. And some of them are not available at this moment. So if I want to go to Big Socket 1 and choose some function there, I need to click on this module. And I have a list of functions to choose from. And if I want to open a file in the workbin, I can open the workbin and choose a file. It will download the file. But what if I want to change a function? I need to navigate back to the previous page, like this. And if I want to change a module, I need to navigate back all the way back to the home page. And what makes it even worse is that every time you navigate, you have to wait for the loading to complete. OK, just completed. Yeah. So what we want to achieve is that I always ask myself why we can learn from the browsers. Now the modern browsers have tabs. And they have tabs on the top, and you can click on the tabs, and there is no single point of entry to any content you want to see. Thus, we But it's difficult to implement tabs as modules and functions in such a small screen. You can look at here. There are some tabs at the bottom, and there are only a few tabs, and it has occupied a lot of space. But thanks to Windows 8's new feature, which is the app bar, we can realize what we wanted to do. Yes. And we design in a way that we minimize the number of clicks to navigate to any function from anywhere. And sorry, I think it's at most 3 clicks instead of 2. Sorry. Now let's do a demonstration on our platform. Yes, this is our app. It doesn't matter where you are in the app. You can right-click, and it will invoke the app bars. And in the app bar, you can choose which function you want to use. And if you, for example, if you want to use workbin, just click on workbin, and a list of all modules will be opened, and you can choose where you want to go first, such as I want to go to the same workbin as before. And then it invokes the workbin page. And it's very easy to change to any function you like. So you don't have to do a lot of navigation, and at most 3 clicks are enough. Okay. Okay. And the next feature is called cached response. An inherent disadvantage, which I mentioned before, is that the IVLE client, web client, requires internet connection. And the speed of access depends on the network condition, the traffic load, and the server condition. And sometimes it can be even very slow, even if we are using the NUS network, accessing some local database. And we noted that few previous apps have done anything about this. They just follow the same approach as the web client, and as a result, they are also very slow. Let's go back to the iPad. Yeah, I think you may have noticed just now when I try to navigate back to the home page, you can notice how long it takes for the loading to complete. And during the loading, you cannot do anything in the app. So we think that it is not really pleasant experience if it takes too long to just load the page that you have visited before. And there's a workaround. The Android app for IVLE doesn't do this automatic loading. They disable automatic loading. So after the initial loading, you will see any response instantaneously. However, if you want to see new content, you still have to click the refresh button and wait for the same dialog as it's here. Now, we have done a bit of study. We find that the users will be satisfied as long as they see instantaneous response to their operations. They don't care whether the content is new or old because they don't know. So what we do is to cache the previous response and store it locally. Next time the user navigates back to the same page, we will just display that old result. But at the same time, our app will issue requests to the remote server. And when the new content is available, our app will render the new content without the user knowing it. Or we don't prompt the user anything like the loading dialog in the iPad. So let's see. Oh, sorry. Let's see a demonstration. Here, sorry. I need to change it. Oh, close it. Here, you see all the things have been cached locally. And any response to your operation is instantaneous. No matter where you are, you don't have to wait any time, And and it's really fast. I believe it's the fastest one so far. Yeah. We do know that some other apps also do caching. However, they do the caching for offline access. They separate offline and online as two modes. And if you are disconnected, you have to change the mode, and then you can make use of the cache. We think this does not fully exploit the benefit of doing caching. So now we combine these two parts, and the thing works seamlessly. So the user won't notice whether the content is new or old, because it's just instance response. Now, let's see how we bring groundbreaking IVLE experience by our three functions. First, I'll tell you a bit about announcement. This is the page you see in the web client. It is simple and yet very useful function, because the professors will release very, very important information like assignment requirements, due dates, or examination information. And students head there for those important stuffs. And however, there will also be a lot of not useful things there. And it's a mixture of useful and unuseful stuffs. And so it's a chore to look for the important stuffs among all those posts, especially when the number of them gets really huge before the end of the semester. Yes. What else? So we realized that this is somewhat similar to the condition in emails, because you have a huge amount of emails, and you may need to look for some important emails later. But what do they do in emails is that they implement two features. One is mark as favorite, and the other one is search. So we will implement the mark as favorite feature because we believe that sometimes students just don't know what terms to search for. And in the client, if we don't do a search like Google does, if the user makes the term too strict, they cannot find the thing they are looking for. And if they make this term too general, the search result will be still a mixture of useful and useless things. So we implement mark as favorite instead. Let's see how Windows our app works. No. Yes. You can see the small star here. When it's white, it means this is not one of our favorite announcements. What can we do is to select this announcement and click Add Favorite. Then this announcement will appear in the favorite list. We can show the module favorites. We can also show all favorites in the announcement. So now it's a module favorite, and we can also show all favorites. There's only one. I can mark announcement from another module. And then when I click Show All Favorites, it will be a collection of all favorites across all modules. This may be useful because if you choose only to mark the examination informations as favorites, you can get all the informations with click of a single button. And you don't need to browse in the browser up and down just to find that little piece of important information. Where is it? But we do recognize that there is a need for display of new and latest announcements. But we put our focus on the more useful feature at this moment, and we plan to release the latest and unread feature in the next update. Yes. So we will implement the latest announcement as live tiles, and we will implement unread items and mark them with different background color. And we will also do a system notification integration. So when new announcement comes, we will notify the user with a system, maybe a toast notification. And next, let's go to the forum. As you can see, the posts are arranged in a tree structure. And you have to click on the links to see the post. And at the same time, you can see only one post. And when you are replying, if you don't quote the post, you cannot see it. And this is our interface. Again, let's see a demo. Let's go to a forum. This is a real forum with some real important, useful information. As you can see, we keep this heading selector because we believe that it's useful to group the forum posts by their heading. And I'm in the default heading, and this is a list of topics. You can, it's all available to you. Instead, we don't display all the threads under a single topic, so it's more clear the boundaries between topics. And this is the list of threads under a single topic. You can see that there's no tree structure. It's all flat. Yeah. And while you are navigating among the posts, you may need to do cross-reference. You may need to refer to the parent thread where that the post is replying from. It's okay. It's very easy. We just click on parent thread, and it will go to the parent thread. And at the same time, you can still mark the thread as favorite, just like what you have done to announcement 4. Just click on this star, and this post will appear in the list of favorite forum posts. And it is distraction-free. You have only the single favorite thread available here. Unlike just now, there is a huge list of forum posts here. Imagine one of your important posts is down below. And it's very, very difficult to find if you don't mark it as favorite. Okay. Now, oh, sorry. It's the beginning. Okay, sorry for that. Yes, so we do provide a very elegant solution to the problem of using the forum. And now, let's go to workbin. And we think that workbin is really the top used function in IVLE. Every student, no matter which faculty they are from or where they are from, they have to access this feature every day, and a lot of times. So but I have to say that workbin at this moment is really the most satisfying experience on IVLE web client that I feel. And but when you download the file, you still go into the chore of selecting a path for that file. And this is even worse if you need to download a file from multiple modules, and you need to look for different folders. And if the folder doesn't exist, you have to create it manually. And it's a lot of typing and clicking and searching, so it's really troublesome. And we recognize that we use cloud services nowadays a lot, like Dropbox, SkyDrive, or Google Drive. And this is especially important if you have the habit of taking notes. And if you want to go paperless, you have to find a way to synchronize your notes across all devices. And so I have to say, the synchronization experience on mobile platform is really bad. I can do a demonstration to you how the things are done at this moment. Look at here. I open a file. I open a work small file. And if I want to share it, I have to click here and open in Dropbox. And I need to choose the destination here. And it takes a lot of time to do this stuff. And one critical disadvantage of this is that it cannot synchronize your changes to the file. What you can do is to open this file in some app that can do Dropbox synchronization. But the bad thing is that they are not optimized for NUS experience. So you have to still create the folders in that app, and those apps are expensive. I bought a PDF expert at $12, and what if you don't have the app? Oh, sorry. So now what we do is to get rid of the specialized folder, and we do the folder management automatically for you. How cool is that? Yeah. Let's see. Let's go to Workbin, and I want to download maybe a file that doesn't exist. I want to download this lecture 10, and you can see in the Dropbox menu. I'm not sure if it exists. Where's my Dropbox? Oh, I need to go to a web browser. Oh, here. Now, in my Dropbox folder, there are only two files, Lecture 1 and Lecture 5. Now, let me download Lecture 10. It opens this file, and at the same time, it will add the file to the Dropbox list of files. Oh, sorry, I haven't connected with Dropbox yet. I need to allow Dropbox to authorize me. Oh, sorry. This happens when the connection is slow. Okay, yeah, so now it's connected. I download another file, Lecture 8. Let me see if it syncs. Nope, hey. If I do refresh. Oh, there may be a small bug here and there. Let me reopen it. Because sometimes they just fail to authorize. Oh, yeah, see. The authorization pane opens again. And it takes a lot of time to load it because the internet is really bad. Oh, I hope it works now. Not this. Oh, now it syncs. Yeah. And you need to authorize your app with Dropbox. But after one time of doing it, you will no need to do it again. Yeah. So, now everything is uploaded. Because just now I've opened those files. And they will be in the waiting list. And next time I open the app and it's authorized, they will be uploaded. And the better part of this is that if you are authorized with your Dropbox, and next time you're opening the file in a new device with our app, it will still open the latest version of that file. So you don't have to go to Dropbox and download the file or do some other stuff, some other chores. Just open the file in our app, and the latest version will be available. Yes. And so now actually is the end of our presentation. We have some future development plans. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so, okay. Where is it? Yeah, so our goal is to get rid of folder management, and we have achieved it. You don't need to manage your Dropbox folders. And future development, as mentioned before, we will implement live tile, webcast, and webcast and calendar are two useful informations, but not so useful as the ones we have implemented here. And we will make use of Windows 8.1's new APIs to give a better experience and more efficient app. Thank you.
here and I cannot get out.
You can log in.
No, I don't want to log in.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a solution. You can disconnect. Next time it won't perform your file.
But then you won't let me open any file, is it?
Because there is no file in the workplace.
So let's say I go to work with this file.
Yes. Maybe I'll one of the folders.
Everything happens.
It's loading.
Yeah, it's really circling.
There is no size here, and you have to make sure this is a real file.
Let's try this one. Size. It's just
It's not very
no. I've been trying to file, image file don't work.
image file.
Then after that, if I would do this, it becomes recently used.
Yes, this snap view is designed for recent use.
Okay. So then when I come back, I kind of lost where I was before.
Because we track.
And this one maybe.
No move with it.
That's why.
Yeah. Can you try on a document file because we haven't tested on.
Okay, I don't know what's document file though.
There's no.
PDF?
Do you have a
Huh?
Oh yeah, you have to check it.
I go internet what?
Oh.
This is what?
This is stuff account.
Which module am I at?
You can look at it here.
Then?
Introduction one. It displays the name of the module instead of the module file.
Yeah, so it is still the same thing, you will know. Okay, so let's say you go to work in infrastructure, lecture notes. This one, right?
We don't know if there's a difference between logging modes between staff and students.
Okay, then I go try out, I go get a file that exists.
Oh, so the file really doesn't exist.
Yeah. Text file?
Maybe. Text file. You can open. And you need to choose the launch mode of your default app because there are differences between desktop app and Windows Store app. Yeah, we use one of the features of Windows Store app, which is called the cache file updater, which is only available to Windows Store apps, but not desktop apps.
Okay, so text file works.
Maybe you can try PDF.
Okay, then I'll try.
So if the file already exists, I think it will work.
It is. I just uploaded the file.
Yes, so this one works.
This one works, but this one doesn't open. This circles and circles and circles and circles.
Does it open?
Doesn't.
Oh, this one also doesn't open.
It's a text file.
Can you try a PDF? Because we
Yeah,
don't have the TXT logic there.
Ah.
Yeah. We
So
will
what happens
we will
if,
determine the type of the file. Office, PDF, and image.
what happens if and if let's say it's neither of these?
In the
CJ file.
workbench there will only be set files.
No, there's many other files as well. So. Let's try this.
Because the time of development is really limited, so we focus on some.
How do I refresh?
Yeah, you can right click, bring out the. This is not the latest version. I can show you.
Huh?
Yeah, because we are doing a continuous development.
Oh, okay.
Now we have some new functions added.
Hey, now my files are missing.
So you have a refresh button here.
Okay, so in the old one I can't refresh.
Yeah. Maybe you can try on my computer because I fixed some bugs there.
So the store one is not the latest?
Yes, we haven't released the new version yet.
Oh, okay. No, then that's fine. It's just me being irritating. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
PDF works.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
Yep.
We can add the logic for other types of files because they work differently in the system. That's how the system make us developers do.
I don't know if you could put generic if you can't find anything throughout the prompting.
We didn't put a default in the switch thing.
Yeah, because okay, thanks.
One thing I forgot to mention is that you can limit the amount of storage.
Yeah, 15 minutes or something. Yeah.
If you limit it to 0 megabyte, it will store only one file, and other files will be deleted. Depends on this reason used. Or if you have exceed the limit, it will delete until you go below the limit. But you don't have to worry about the updates. All the updates will be uploaded before the files are deleted.
Okay.